Welcome to Sacred Soul Time. What's Sacred Soul Time about? It's a place to be a little inspired, a little balm, a little time out from our busy world at the moment. Once a week, I think we will do have something here. And today I'd love to talk a little bit about a topic that impacts many people, and it's the subject of loneliness. Loneliness. The Surgeon General in the U.S. has made loneliness. He's working on making loneliness become less prevalent in the U.S. In the U.K. and in Japan, there are dedicated ministers of loneliness, which is wonderful in one hand, but it's also quite strange that we need that loneliness has become so prevalent. I think of my own mom. Years ago, she shared stories about growing up, and in her home at nighttime, the neighbors would all gather and there would be card games and sitting around the fire, storytelling. And I think a lot of traditions and things have become lost, and our culture is very different. But what really is loneliness? Loneliness is a disconnection primarily from oneself, and it can allow a person feel very separate, very disconnected from both oneself and then other people. And it can have detrimental consequences. So, how can we alleviate it, or what can be done? And it also impacts different people within different demographics. For example, a high school student can be amongst 1,000 students but still feel lonely, which is quite a tragedy, really, to think that's the case. So it is important that things are put in place to prevent people from feeling loneliness over long periods of time. So what can we do? Well, there's one thing that is maybe helpful in connecting mind, body, and our soul. Our minds can be busy, but if we connect to our body and remember our soul is never lonely. But here's a practice. By placing one's hand on one's heart, becoming aware of the heart. Our heart's a powerful, powerful muscle. Just focus, eyes open or eyes closed, breathing in through one's heart for the count of 2. And exhale through one's heart for 4. Once more, breathing in for 2 and out for 4. What does this do? It brings awareness to the body, allows the busy mind to take a little rest, and connects mind, body, and soul. And therefore, if one is connected with oneself, then it allows for connection with another person. That connection with another person is less scary. A step can be made, be it connect with a local library, connect with a work colleague, connect with a student at school. All the little things can take place if one is connected with oneself, as it makes it easier. Another small thing to bring one into the body is feet on the ground. Our feet touching the ground reminds us that we're supported always by the most amazing Mother Earth. She's got us. She's always got us. But if we remember this, like blades of grass underneath the soil, like roots of a tree, if our feet are touching the ground, it reminds us we're held. We're always supported. So heel up, heel down, heel up, heel down. Keep doing this. And it reminds you of connection. And it brings one out of one's head into the body, into the feet. These are little practices that may be helpful in connecting to mind, body, and soul. And therefore, it can be a courageous step to step into the next step of connecting with another being. But the ultimate purpose is to ensure that people aren't lonely for long periods of time. And it's actually in our world, really, it's unnecessary. So it's a job for everyone to include other people, but also for an individual to do things to allow a person to feel connected and therefore connected to the larger family. I have two things I would love to share. The first one is I love Indigenous readings and writings and work, and I'm reading Richard Wagamase's book. I have two of his books, What Comes from Spirit. Page 132, he's writing, it says, through it all, I open myself to the world and let the light flow in. I am unbound and singing, glad of this day and open to what flows to me. Another one, of course, thank you to Richard Wagamasi for that beautiful words. Of course, my favorite, Anam Cara by John O'Donoghue, a friendship blessing. May you be blessed with good friends. May you learn to be a good friend to yourself. May you never be isolated, but may you always be in the gentle nest of belonging with your Anam Cara. Thank you so much for listening. Just a reminder that we all belong and we're all connected. And so to anyone who ever feels lonely, to remember that there are solutions and there are ways. Thank you so much for listening and popping by Sacred Soul Time. I really appreciate if you're here, and I so look forward to the next time. Thank you.